Again, kicking off the Predator WPA Teams World Championships. Here in Arena A and B. We have a few seats still left here in Arena 2. Team Poland and Team Philippines going head to head, and then here in Arena 1, South Korea and Team USA A's team. Kick things off here in just a couple of minutes.
Just about ready. How's everybody feeling in Las Vegas? Huh? Nobody's lost all their money yet? So that's a good thing. ABC, a good job. I need a lot of noise. Lots of guarantees. This is so exciting. One of the most prestigious events in Blue history. And you guys are a part of it. So let's have some fun, all right? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the historic Westgate Resort and Casino here in Las Vegas. It is the 2026 season kickoff of the Predator Pro Billiard Series. We have been having a lot of fun here in Las Vegas, seeing some incredible pool. Let me give you a lay of the land. So far, we have crowned a women's open champion in Wei Zhu Chen last evening. We also crowned a men's open champion in Joshua Filler and the $45,000 check. But right now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the moment the world has been waiting for. It is time for the Predator WPA World Championships, Teams World Championships, and it all kicks off right now. We have 20 of the world's best teams, 19 different countries being represented. They're all fighting for their country and fighting for that $300,000 purse. And it all starts right now. Las Vegas, you guys ready? Let's get to it, starting in arena number 2 with Team Poland. It is Katarzyna, also Wesolowska, and Wojciech Chevchek. Make some noise for Team Poland. And their opponent is Team Philippines. That makes up with Cheska Centino, Jeff Rhoda, and Carlo Beato. Moving over to Arena 1, first with Team South Korea, So Soa and Ko Tai Young and Ho Jung Kwan. And their opponent is Team USA. Make some noise for Savannah Easton, Skylar Woodward, and Shane Van Boning. We're lagging for the break. It's a race to 4 and best of 5.
And welcome everybody to lovely Las Vegas. This is the World Team Championship, and what an incredible matchup we have for you once again, as we have Team South Korea taking on Team USA A. Now our first set, well, we are playing best out of 5 sets, but our first set will be a team lineup set, so 3 players will be playing. 1 player plays 1 rack each, rotating through the lineup each rack. In the commentary booth, Gethin Davis and myself, Tim de Ruiter. Welcome, Gethin.
Thank you, Tim. As we just look out over Jalo Kotenurma from Finland, we'll be overseeing proceedings for this match, racking the balls. And yeah, Tim, there's some stars out there. And it's going to be interesting. I do like it kicking off with a 3-player event. They will rotate through. And 10 ball, race to 4 each set.
Yeah, it will be Ho Jung Kwan to start off. Ready to break him from the side rail. As you can see, possibly 5 sets to be played, the 5th to be a shootout. As we all know, the shootout by now doesn't need the explanation. And I would say it's up to Shane Van Boning to go first for USA A. There's 2 teams actually for Team USA. This team has Shane Van Boning, Skylar Woodward, and Savannah Easton. In the other team, Team USA B, Tyler Steyer, Oscar Dominguez, and Sophia Must.
Yeah, both strong teams. Savannah, the Roadrunner, Easton, doing very well in the women's event. And looking to bring that form into this team's event. But first it will be Shane. He's got no look at the 1, so he's playing the push. And Ho-Chan has the choice to give it back. But it looks like he's playing a 1 rail escape. Will probably look to hit it full in the face. Needs to be careful. There is a corner pocket up there. And he has given it back, Tim.
Yeah, I definitely like to play the rail first. He's looking at it. You would say it gives him automatic shape as well. Cue ball running the short rail and the long rail. It lands in between the 3 and the 8. But it's not a gimme. You kind of have to spin into it. Probably kick it a bit shorter with more outside spin. And that throws the one ball more over to the corner as well. No, he chose the option to kick the one ball away, more of a kick and stick. Not what he was intending to do. Made a cluster on the table, 6-7.
Yeah, Hojo's just having a look at that. Yeah, he wanted to freeze the cue ball and he's just lost it, and the one ball's fallen in a nice position here. Might look to open the 6-7 straight away. That's just finished a bit naughty on the cushion. It's going to make this 2 a little bit more difficult. Is there the danger of running into the red 3? I'm not too sure how much he's able to move the cue ball from the 2. I think
they had a safety shot behind the 6 and the 7 earlier. I didn't really like making the one ball, even though it was straight in. I just didn't like the run out at all. This could be a long rack, and especially I think the team lineup to start the match with, it's always going to be a bit nervy if you consider the fact that not all players get to play. Skylar and Savannah, for example, they will be waiting in their chair, just like Sosoa. And Ko Taijong. Shouldn't forget.
Well, I was just looking back through the Pro Billiard TV library from the last 6 days, and there was a 15-minute video of Fedor Gorst and Shane Van Boning exchanging safeties in one of the most enthralling battles. And it looks like the South Korean has done the... is doing a similar job here, exchanging blows. Shane came over with his jump stick only.
Well, they're actually slowing things down as we see the 9 ball being moved by the 5. Soon we'll have 2 clusters on the table. Doesn't really speed the game up, and it's only gonna make the players a bit more tense.
Yeah, that wasn't an easy 2 to take on. May have been hampered with the 10 on the 3. He could find himself in a bit of trouble here. But as you alluded to, Tim, no real dramas with 2 clusters out there on the table.
Yeah, the main thing, the one thing you would want when you get that first rack for your team is a nice open layout where you can find some rhythm, you know, where you can really get this match going, not something where everything is clustered up and you're technically working 20 minutes long to win 1 rack. That's possibly what's gonna happen.
just to avoid the 10 here. And the 2 ball has stayed low on the centre pocket, so that will take away an option for SBB to take this 2 on, although, as I say that, he's called the bank into the bottom right corner.
Yeah, at this point I would almost just push the 2 ball over the corner. Maybe that's... No, he was trying to roll up the cue ball on the 9-5. I would almost say just give your opponent the 2 ball and say, well, good luck out there. Because what's someone gonna do with 2 clusters on the table? But I guess I guess they're gonna play for safety on the 5 ball.
I was about to say, I'll have an idea of what he's going to do with the first cluster of the 5-9 with his position play on the 4. Could go aggressive. It's come down the line he was looking on, but that might be a bit too straight now, so yeah, I think what you're imagining, Tim, will be what he'll employ and just push the 5 around the 9 and look to lock the cue ball up against the 9. However, he forced it, opened the angle a bit and has nudged out the 5. Might still need to go safe though with the 6-7. It's finished up rather nicely, Tim. And well, there was a 1 cushion escape, but depending where he leaves the cue ball, he doesn't want to leave an angle for his opponent to go into the cluster.
Oh. Oh, that could be a painful scratch right there. Could lose him the first rack. You gotta say though, actually, if he catches the 7 ball quite full, it would be a really good escape. He just hit it a bit too firm. Well, I mean, how picky can you be? Good hit, no good result, and a chance for South Korea.
Yeah, Hojin doesn't have too much to do here, but opening match against Shane Van Boning with a good look at taking the opening rack. I'm sure there's a few butterflies somewhere in there. Confidently potted that, and just good angle on the 8 to come across for the 9, and you'd think it would be a formality.
Well, it's still a little bit of work. Could be a nervy 8 ball. Oh, that did not look nervy at all.
No, it didn't, and if there was any threat of the centre pocket, he made sure that he was always going to finish high. Good composure. Ho Jun Kwon to put South Korea on the board first. And not just get the point on the board, but taking a scalp in the name of Shane Van Boning, that'll be one he should remember. So we will move now on to the second player in the team of three. It looks like it will be Soa and Skylar Woodward. And this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Well, the teams, they can decide themselves what kind of order they be played out. So one thing that's cool to see in this format is the fact that indeed female and male players will be facing each other occasionally depending on the formations of the teams. So how often do we get to see Sosoa play Skylar Woodward? Okay, it is one rack, but still it's an important rack for South Korea.
Absolute treat to get to see them face off. Winner breaks, so Sosa at the table. Oh, Tim, that one ball was tracking towards the centre pocket. I think the 8 knocked it out of the way. However, it has fallen into a safe position. Yeah, it was going there. But Skylar coming to the table with no look at the 1.
Well, he is doubting how much he actually has of the 1. It's also difficult to say from this angle. Might be able to play a full-on stop shot and bring the 1 ball over to the 10. But he's even pushing out. He doesn't like what he's got. Is now pushed to a jump.
Yeah, so turning that one down and giving it back to Skylar, and well, not only is this man capable of making this jump shot, he's actually a really lovely person to have on a team, full of spirit. You can imagine that will come into play throughout the tournament. Now, so we'll return to the table with a look on the 1. Skylar making a good jump shot, not making the bank. Just wondering if the 5 passes the 10. I didn't have a good look at it, Tim. Don't know if you managed to catch it earlier.
Oh, I don't think so. And that even if it did, that 9 ball is blocking most of the area to get on it. So I'm guessing this rack is far from over. She did get real close on this 2 ball though. This was a terrific effort. But like I said, far from over. To even get on the 3 ball is already a tough cookie. We'll have to play this with top right spin. Spin the cue ball around. At least, oh, she looked like she barely could reach it and then dipped just a tip lower than she intended to hit. This is gonna make things a lot easier for Team USA. See, she was playing high right and then she dipped like a tip lower.
Yeah, and caught it a bit thick as well, so brought the cue ball out a little bit, and ball in hand to Skylar on the 3. He's going to have to do something with the 5. And that is an angle.
Yeah, they can go to the short side of the 5 ball. That was the main thing. Like, if as long as you get something on the 3 ball, you could work for this angle. Ball in hand definitely helps them out. Chose to run into it. Worked out perfect. Now, does the 9 still go by the 10? I do believe it does, but then again, there's a reason why we are in the commentary booth and not playing. Our eyes won't work as well as theirs, so.
He's not 100% happy. That would suggest that 6 ball may come into play off of this 5. Players under a 30-second shot clock. Woodward using all of his time. Just got 1 beep on the 10-second there. Did avoid the 6.
Yeah, similar shot here. Float the 6 in. Should be in between the 7 and the 9. And then it's just about, does the 9 go by the 10? Or will he have to do a bit more on the 8 to get the 9 to the center? It's a bit of a choice he already has made. He's gonna make the decision technically by shooting the 7 ball.
Yeah, coming underneath. Might be from the overhead, looks a little bit tight past the 10. This should be natural 2 rails.
Well, we've seen some misses into the side. Quite sure he's not going to play this with a lot of pace. Yeah, and that's one of them. Oh.
Predator arc, tables, unforgiving center pockets, and just catching Skylar out there, and has dressed up that 9 ball over the center pocket for her. Needs that to run on a little bit. Looks like it has done.
Yeah, just look from this angle into the side pocket. I mean, it was kind of a steep angle. I thought with the pace he played, it was gonna drop still, even though he hit it just slightly out. But it's Soa who takes the 2nd rack for South Korea in this first set. The team lineup set. The next set will be the doubles played by 2 of the same sexes. So, well, it could actually happen that we have 2 female players play the same, that double set, depending on if they have 4 players or not.
The Philippines do, and their female representatives are incredibly strong. Aramith and Centino, they both done well in the PBA World 10 Ball Women's Championships, getting quite deep. And they've teamed up with Biado and Rhoda. It could be a good team to keep an eye on throughout the tournament. South Korea still at the table.
Yeah, and now it's Savannah Easton coming up, and a lot of pressure on her shoulders, knowing that it's time for USA to step it up. She is facing Ko Taijang. Seen Ko play on the TV table before. I do recall he lost that match, but honestly has a very smooth cue action. Capable cueist, so we'll have to play it out hard.
Well, Tim, you and I have got to see quite a bit of the Road Runner over the past couple of years, developing through the junior ranks and really maturing in nicely to these big events. and this will only add to the experience. Having a crack at the lads. And has played a really nice shot, bringing it right onto the edge of the center pocket.
Yeah, she wasn't too happy with how close the cue ball came to the scratch, but it has given her ball in hand, and honestly, I really like to go for the 3 fouls. Stick that cue ball in between the 4 and the 5. If you can maybe lay the 1 ball 4 rails next to the 7 and the 3 ball. Well, she's at least considering it. I mean, might not be the best play, but I don't think the 4 ball does go by the 5 in the corner. And in that case, I would not like to go for the run out. She's gonna try and pop the 4 out and be on the 2 ball, Geth.
Aggressive. And it is sneaky, but I do like the idea of the 3 foul rule. And with that little cluster of 5-4, did promote having a little look at it, but what a shot she's played there. Shape on the 2, and the cue ball coming up the table for the 3. She means business. Will need to do something with the 4 though, unless, well, there is a combination, but the way she was dressing up the cue there, she's trying to come down through the middle of the 8. And the 4, she's just taken a nibble of the 4, Tim. That's not going to work.
Yeah, a bit of trouble. USA in a bit of early trouble. Of course, it's still the first set. We know how capable Team USA is, how well of the players they are. So we shouldn't be too worried overall. But it's definitely a good and nice feeling to get that first set on the board. I think Savannah played this just fine. I think the 9 came in between.
Yeah, I'm sure neither team have any expectations. The fans probably do. If anything, the pressure's slightly more on them on their home turf. But getting that first set under the belt will help either team just relax that little bit more, and when you can start bouncing off your team members and enjoying your pool, magic can happen. A lot of the balls are quite close to the cushion, which could give her somewhere to aim for. For instance, the 9, and that's not a bad shot. Will it drop? No, it hasn't.
Yeah, but you could see the disappointment. She knows that the fact that the 4 came so close to that corner, that, you know, nowadays everybody jumps so well, or maybe they can even kick it in. So she's given slightly more options, and as you can see, the jump cue is out. Taeyong will be trying to jump this and get on the 5.
Oh, great jump to get over the 9. Didn't make the 4, but the 4 has tracked up past the center pocket. Not far from the 9. I did think that cue ball was too far up the table for him to make a jump of that height. Really well done.
Well, we've had some tight racks already. Just a third rack, and I feel like It's been such a grind to even get an opportunity to go. Trying to get the cue ball behind the 10, a bit short.
Yeah, we've had a good couple of safety battles. South Korea reaping the reward so far with their 2-0 lead in this opening set. Savannah Eastern hoping to put one on board for USAA, and that is one of their first mistakes, really.
Yeah, now I have learned over the years how difficult it can be to be on top of your game or to be in dead punch after such a long safety battle. So who knows, maybe a bit of nerves now suddenly, or just lost a bit of touch for the table. He's gonna play for the bottom side of the 6, which is the more difficult side, you would say. But he has landed perfect, Gath.
He has. Good chance he's going to leave the cue ball near the cushion for his 7, so needs an angle straight, may promote following it into the corner pocket. So we've seen a few of these just catch the centre pocket. That one not at all, and the cue ball has come off. Ball's width from the long rail. This is a good opportunity. The 8 doesn't pass the 9 though, Tim.
Well, there's always an open pocket to play for. He did play for the 8 in the side. This cue ball might slide all the way through. No, it stayed off the rail just enough to where this 8 not so awkward. Now we don't have to mention the tight side pockets every time they shoot at it. Oh, and he's missed it. He's hit it dead straight. Same spot in the side pocket as Skylar missed it. So they're tied at 1, shooting to the sides. And this is crucial for Team USA. Savannah needs to get this to turn things around.
Yeah. Gets a little word from her teammates. Good shot. Don't think the 10 is going to hamper a queuing here either. And this time, Team USA's time to pounce on a mistake. And a great time, as you suggested, Tim, that they've done it, because it stopped South Korea from getting to the hill. And gets them on the board.
Well, I do like how serious Shane just looked over. Like, he looked like he was... It's mean time. And like he didn't look too happy, but then Skylar is enjoying himself a lot out there. So I think this whole mix as a team, people don't understand. Like, you can take the best players and put them in a team, but if they're gonna be cocky to each other, if they're not gonna be handling each other like decent human beings and not a good vibe, it's not gonna work out. So I think a lot of people will be wondering, like, hey, how did this combination of players actually happen? Well, there must have been a good vibe.
Yeah. In the previous few days before this event kicking off today, we had the mixed doubles turbo, and there was some good vibes in that tournament with a shorter shot clock, a lot of running around the table. And you're absolutely right, Tim. how a team gels can be far more important than the individual quality. And as you mentioned, Shane meaning business, first opportunity, locking up Hojan.
Well, we did see a Shane Van Boening classic on the break. Just the one ball couldn't stop rolling. Now, yeah, I mean, it's tricky. You kind of have to kick at this one ball, trying to make it and leave yourself that window between the 7-9. But how scary is that? Kind of spinning into the ball to increase the chances maybe to make it, or is he going for the slice, angle in, angle out? Whoa, look at this. And he's got the shape on the 2. He said, let me just play it super firm. Beautiful real first kick shot from Hojun.
I did love the cameraman picking up Shane Van Boening in the background, putting his cue to one side. He knew where that cue ball was going for this 2 ball. Great shot on the one.
I mean, he's not shy to shoot, Gav. I mean, he's playing arguably one of the best players around or has ever lived. I mean, this discussion has been going on forever. And then this guy comes in, kicks the one ball in, gets shape, plays a solid 2 ball running into the 10.
And coming round the back of the 8, lovely. Yeah, this young gentleman is really putting on a show. I wonder how many are watching back home. Keeping his position play tight as well. And this will really give Team South Korea a big boost in the morale that they already have.
Well, honestly, it could give Team USA quite a sour feeling, a sour taste. Because that safety from Shane, yeah, I mean, he wasn't trying to leave the one ball over the side. But you would never expect your opponent to kick it in and run the cue ball 3 rails to get the shape and run out. So you can see a bit of pressure here though. Is he going to stop the cue ball or draw the cue ball for more cut on the 10 or just follow it? I think everybody would just follow it, but he looked to be doubtful.
Follow around 2 rails, just didn't pick up the second rail. So more added pressure with the cue ball against the cushion. After a fantastic escape from the safety from Shane Van Boening, he stepped up and run out with a lovely smile on his face as well after high fives with the team. And Tim, South Korea get to the hill early in this opening set. I would not say surprisingly, because well, we just don't know how this is going to play out, but fantastic, and smiles all around over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give all the credits to Hojin Kwon. Really, really strong run out there. He also had a lot of pressure, imagining you're playing probably your opponent's strongest player to bring your own country on the hill first. It's a huge thing. And now it's up to Sosoa. She'll be facing Skylar Woodward. Can she close it out? Or will they need another shot with Ko Taejong coming up after her?
She was able to take the rack in their first encounter. This is their second in this opening set. Dry break. The one ball looks like it has a path past the 8 into the corner pocket. And well, a little cluster next to the 3.
Oh.
Aggressive, but too thin, Tim. And in being too thin, he's left that one on.
You feel he had to take it on, though. I mean, look at if he gets on the 2 ball. But now the 4 is still blocked by the 6, I assume. So a bit of work. Is there a possibility to play the 3 in the side and then the 4 to the bottom right corner in this view? Like land in between the 4 and the 5. That would open up the whole rack. 7 blocked by the 9, but does go to the bottom right as well.
Yeah, she's come up high enough for the 3, but she doesn't have that angle you were talking about, Tim, where she could have dropped down towards the 5 ball. She's just having a look to see if it passed the 5. Is there a very, very tight gap?
Is there? I mean, I still would not believe it until I see it. Yet she could possibly still play a stop shot or nick the 4 and the cue ball behind the 5. Could have laid herself a bit better there for a safety gaff.
Yeah, absolutely. I just noticed the 4 locked against the 6, so definitely no path for the pot. She could give it a little bit of premise and run it into the 5, but now the 6 is going to be running if she goes straight into it. Makes the 6, has gone safe, and Schuyler could give this back if he wants. I think he has. So Soa may return to her chair to grab her jump stick, or has that fallen awkward on the 9?
Good hit. Any reward? No. Well, a reward for Schuyler Woodward to play a good safety.
He may take this on if he can hold for the 5.
Well, you must take that on. Now, could choose to go to the left side of the 7, even if he comes up high, would be easier to get to the 8. Crossing over, landing too short or too far. Can get you a bit funny on the 8, but he's landed perfect where you can drop in between the 9 and the 8. So good shot, Schuyler Woodward. Don't think we could start off this match better than a hill opening set. So I'm definitely rooting at least for this run out, and then we'll see.
Well, it will be Savannah Easton up next, looking to put USA into the hill situation. But first, Schuyler has been playing great position so far. And yet again, and will take this 5th rack, bringing USA in within 1, with their opponents already on the hill. And it will be Savannah Easton up with the break. And she'll be taking on Ko Tae-young. So, Tim, if this does go to the hill in the opening set, it's going to be back to Shane and our brimming with confidence Ho-jin Kwon. Be interesting to see how that one plays out if we get to that point. If I remember rightly, Savannah Easton went rather aggressive in her opening rack, and it was working really nicely. Let's see if she can make balls off the break here.
Well, again, very messy. Everything being pushed to the side. Now, I think that two ball, no, the two ball does not go by the 5. That's a little bit of a savior. A little bit of a rescue for Savannah. Tae-young might be playing for safety on the two ball though. But he's got to make the 1 first. And does this land safe? I think it might. I think it might.
Ooh. Well, the 1/2 rail escape. There is a chance of potting this 1 ball past the 3. And the cue ball could track up quite nicely towards the 2. And then, if not making the pot, bring the 5 into play. 5 will come into play by the looks of it. Great escape from the Roadrunner there. Always leaving a little bit to the elements. And it's coming underneath the 5 ball here. Needs to be careful. A thin edge on that 1 ball, Tim, and that cue ball could track in the direction of the corner pocket.
Yeah, and even skimming off the 3 ball would scratch too. Yeah, straight in. Now
Wow.
I kind of feel she likes to go aggressive, so I have a feeling she might be running into the 2 and the 6. But now again, you know, if you can glue the cue ball only 2 more times, that's enough. And it's quite messy still. It's not an obvious run out.
Well, she turned the opportunity down, if you remember, Tim, in the last rack she played. And I have to say, arguably, a better position to get the 3 fouls than here. But 1 good shot, and then it will start to ask a few questions of Tae-young when he comes back to the table.
Yeah, did get the save. Just the 1 rail escape is still on. So you would expect a hit at least. But the 2 ball is available now at least. So there's pros and cons for Savannah. Maybe not the most ideal safety, but the development of the rack is good. Cue ball center of the table. Does it give something? I think it goes by the 7. And she can stop the cue ball running into the 6. This is a chance. I like to start running out from this position.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. And if her first rack's anything to go by, that's the path she would like to take. Wasn't able to take a chunk of the 6, just pointed at it, Tim. You were right. Now she's left with a very tricky cut down the rail. She's feeling it. She certainly was feeling it. It was a tricky cut down the rail, especially with wanting to hold the cue ball for the 3, and that's actually sat in not too bad a position for Tae-young.
Well, how often do you see players miss a ball on the thick side when they have to play the cue ball slow? I mean, there's a very logical explanation for it. I mean, it definitely is not going to make her feel a lot better, so I'm not going to start talking about it, but yeah, it can be a bit brutal. Now, she did not nudge the 6 out of the way, and the 6 doesn't go by the 7. We've seen that the 6 ball into the side is not a great option. So what is he going to play from the 5 to the 6? Is he going to draw into it?
Good question. As the overhead does suggest that 6 is not passing the 7. If there is a small chance at the pocket, it might be there, but I do like your idea of drawing up past it. He's going to be stretching though. Might make the shot that bit trickier. Yeah, full stretch. Oh, good action.
And could not have landed any straighter on this 6 ball. As you could see, he just barely missed the bump on the 6. And that means he's now well on its way to take the opening set for South Korea. Tae-jung Ko.
Yep. Would be their perfect dream start. And will take us into our second set. The same-sex doubles with South Korea's confidence elevated somewhat. There's been some great play from the 3 players and a little bit of teamwork there as well. I do like it, Tim.
Well, that cue is just going straight through the ball. That means he's not feeling any of the pressure yet.
And this 9 ball going right into the corner pocket by Team USA A. So if they did need any waking up or any more encouragement for determination, this will be the time. Lots of pool left in this best of 5 sets. But the first set taken by South Korea. Good pot by, or clearance by Tae-young. And we will move into the second set, same-sex doubles, after this short break as the players just go get a bit of fresh air. We will be back with you, myself, Gethin Davis, and my good colleague Tim DeLauter very shortly. Don't go anywhere.
So the players are back. We are ready for the second set between Team South Korea and USAA in the Predator WPA World Teams Championship. Second set is the same sex doubles. Two players of the same sex must play this set. Look at this break. Second time he's done this. And twice he's not getting any straight in shot. Now, Gethin Davis and myself, Tim de Ruiter, in the booth. Gethin, what do you expect of this second set?
Well, we've had the pleasure of seeing these two Americans play together in the past. They certainly know what they're doing. And they will be taking on Kota Young, I believe, and Hojin Kwon. I don't think Yunmi Lim is in this event, or in this match. And well, they're just having a look about it. Wondering if Skylar's wanting to go aggressive.
Well, if he banks it, he will have to move the cue ball at least 2 rails. That's why he's played for the save behind the 5, and I think this is a very mature decision. Beautiful shot. The bank just, I don't think there was too many options to get the position on the 4 ball. So 4 eyes always smarter than 2. Good shot.
Yeah, and a well-deserved applause. The crowd here at the Westgate Resort and Casino filling up. Lovely. Supporting both teams, and this is not the trickiest of escapes. Ideally would like the 2 rail for the kick and stick, but I'm just wondering if the 1 ball's going to leak into the open if they go that route. Caught it thin. That's got good distance between the balls, and I think the 6-7 is blocking the path on the 1, Tim.
Yeah, this is a great return.
Yeah, both players off the screen to the bottom left. I think they're each having a good look at this.
Oh, he spared it in. Well, I mean, they probably had the option either try to jump it and draw the cue ball a bit back, but that's gonna make the shot so much tougher. Maybe jump it in and try to play a good kick from this position. Now, of course, this format, Team USA only has 1 female player, so in the second set the 2 male players will have to play together. Scotch doubles. It's a race to 4 still, just like any other set. Winner break. Now I do wonder, as it's the same sex doubles, if there is a team with 2 female players that are actually included in the main lineup. I'm wondering if they will have to play 2 female at the same time, but I guess we will have to find out during the event, or if it happens, who knows.
Well, following this set, it will be the mixed doubles. So it will be Shane or Skylar teaming up with Roadrunner. Shane Van Boning at the table, staring down this quite straight 4. Elected to go safe, playing the 4 up and down the table, going for distance, and the 9 nearly got in the way as well.
Yeah, nothing aggressive on this 4, probably the opposite sides. No, he has pushed the 4 all the way over the corner. I'm quite sure we're gonna see the jump cue out again.
Surprised he didn't call the bank there. That would have been an ideal shot for him on the 5. Skyler going airborne over the 6 ball. You feel he's got every chance of making this. How's its position on the 5?
Yeah, he either had to put more spin on the ball, which makes the jump a lot trickier, or hit it thinner. But so tough. Shane does still have a carom on the 8 or the straight back on the 5 ball. Will be a bit wild though. The carom into the 8. Oh, watch that cue ball. Stays on the table. What does the 5 ball do?
Oh. Comes out past the 6, Tim. And well, it's not an easy shot to take on. Looks a bit like a shootout shot.
What looked like he didn't like it. Yeah, the overcut. Nothing wrong with this. The full hook behind the 6 ball. Great shot. He took so much time looking at something aggressive that he really had to rush himself the last couple seconds, but got the full hook behind the 6. And South Korea now, Taejong looking to hit the 5 ball full in the face, banking it up table.
Thinnest of edges, Tim, and that second bounce on the 7, he's ended up hooking Shane here.
Well, another airborne. Shane just speared in a long straight one, so he must feel confident. Oh, watch the cue ball. No.
Oh, Shane's eyes just looked like shock the moment that cue ball gripped on this Predator cloth, and as you see from the replay, ball in hand now to Team South Korea. Taeyong and Hojun looking to take this opening rack and looking to repeat their start in the first set.
Yeah, and a bit of a gift for the South Koreans. I mean, obviously they still have to handle the pressure, they still have to play well together, but ball in hand, 4-5 balls. I don't think they were expecting to get back to the table when Shane got the jump cue out that early.
Well, I elected to say nothing about that centre pocket, and he tucks it away. Taeyong in lovely style to take the opening set for Team South Korea in this set 2 same-sex doubles. And also going on at the same time, Tim, and for our viewers, if you want to visit the ProBilliardsSeries.com website, We also have kicking off today the PBS Las Vegas Junior Open. A lot of young talent out in the Westgate Resort and Casino right now. And as you take a look out across the crowd, I'm actually looking forward to commentating on a few of them matches. There's some names that we have heard of and a few that we haven't. 32 players. 20 teams in this WPA Teams World Championships event. 2 for the Team America, Team USA.
Well, in the meantime, Norway has taken the opening set against Singapore. Puerto Rico has won the opening set against Team Japan. Team Poland won the opening set against Team Philippines. And of course, South Korea, as we're watching, has won the opening set. There was a lot of spin on that cue ball, Gav.
Yeah, there was. No look on the 2 has forced. I think it was Hojin played the safety here. And, well, looks like they're going to play perhaps even the 3 rail to get behind the 2 ball. And they've called the center pocket at the top of the screen.
Oh, lovely hit. This is going to land perfect. He's played this absolutely perfect, SVB. Kicked it 3 rails, full in the face. Kick and stick.
Now, Tae-Young looking at the 1 rail escape around the 3.
Well, he could also go 2 rails. Problem is the 5 comes a bit closer within that line of the 2 rails for another kick and stick. Otherwise, he will have to go full in the face and not too soft.
He wasn't far away there, Tim, at all. He's not left Skylar the easiest of shots here. Bringing out the Predator 30th anniversary rest. That does look like a very thin gut to take on. He's called it, Tim.
Yeah, it looked to be super thin, but he's played it really well. And we both know the Americans in general not a big fan of the bridge, so that might have taken a lot of effort. But he's played it perfect, and now possibly a chance for USA to get that train going a bit.
Yeah, they do need to start building some momentum. And this duo, more than capable of doing it. They still need to be playing solid, because as we saw in the first set, the South Korean team have come here to play.
Well, we gotta be realistic. There's 20 teams, there's 19 countries in this World Team Championship. And, well, you would say all teams are very capable of a good run. And we're playing the races to 4 sets format. We do see occasionally some upsets.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The race to 4 format has provided not just for some upsets, but for some very entertaining pieces of play. Up until now, it's been best of 3 sets. But in the Team World Championships, it's best of 5. And you said they needed to start getting that train running, Tim. Is the train leaving the station?
Yes, that's definitely kick-starting the train. Now, both pretty heavy breakers. So whenever they start making balls on the break, I wouldn't be too afraid to see more than one ball go on the break. Things can go real fast with both of them. Also in the long history of American pool, back in the day, people like to play big sets, long sets, where they could run big packages, like maybe a 3-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack of racks just to string them. And these players, they have definitely done that for huge amounts of money too. So they know everything about running the set, for example, from this point.
Made the 6, Tim. How's the 1 ball tracking? The 9 may have come to spoil the party. Shane's just had a little look.
Well, Shane looked a bit more enthusiastic there about the 1 ball than Sky. First look, if you looked at Sky's demeanor, you would say, oh, this 1 ball does not go. But then Shane, he looked very promising. So let's see. Bit of a big shot. It did go. What an opening shot from Shane. Perfect on the 2. Well, everything else is connecting the dots as long as Skylar can draw the cue ball back enough from the 2 to the 3 ball. 5 connects nicely with the 7. Maybe some traveling from the 9 to the 10. But they'll be very happy to finally get something, because I can imagine they felt like they didn't get as much in the opening set.
No, and they're going to be very threatening if they continue to keep their brakes working like this. Yep, come over, leaving it nice and straight. I was going to say nice and straight on the 5 if they needed to hold it. Just wondering if that 7 doesn't go.
I think it does go, but I think also that Shane is working real hard to automatically align himself with an angle on the 8. So Skylar might have to cheat the pocket a little bit, but if he does, the angle on the 8 will be fine. Yeah. Oh, bit more distance. Could have gotten Sky a bit closer to the 9. And it's not just make the 9, it's work the cue ball back down table for the 10. Wow, big stroke, Skylar Woodward.
That's exactly what he wanted, leaving his partner Shane Van Boning with a relatively simple 10 ball to get them into the lead for the first time in the match. But more importantly, in this second set, they now lead 2 racks to 1, and they will get the break. And as you were saying, Tim, they're starting to come up with big breaks. And if they're going to get a look on the object ball after the break, well, you could see a few more giggles and laughs coming from the lads over there. Savannah, is she looking a little bit cold? I think she wants to be at the table playing.
Well, we cannot really blame her because I feel like we all want to be out there playing. Look at this lovely arena. Who wouldn't want to play in that? Yeah, I like how Shane chose to break from the center. We all know that's definitely where his strength is laying, but just something after the break, that would be nice for once. This is now 3 times in a row he's made a ball in the break, and 3 times he didn't get much after.
Not really many places to push to either. I think Shane's just suggesting pushing closer to the longer rail, somewhere around there. But even then, that 2 ball is quite heavily next to the long rail. Cue ball needs to be up a little bit. This is a tricky one, because if they leave something obvious, I'm sure the South Koreans will just take it on. But Team USA A deep in deliberation here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to lay yourself on a kick shot either. Like a kick shot you have to hit perfect, otherwise you sell out. There's no clusters on the table, so they kinda... They've left a thin play on the 1 ball. But they probably felt like, okay, we're gonna leave the thin one and we will get something to work with after the Koreans have played. Oh, maybe a window, maybe that 1 ball's on. It's close.
Oh, he's lined up the cue like it might be. Whoa. Does Tim. What a result for Team USA.
Yeah, so they have figured out the no look after the break. They're not being able to see the first ball after the break. Now just to get from the 3 to the 4 ball. I think Shane does have a nice angle, doesn't want to... He's looking at going 2 rails up to the 4. Maybe the cloth is a bit too slidey to go with top spin, top right to get to the right side of the 4. Yeah, you could see a lot of curve on the cue ball. Yeah. It was not that easy to bring it lower. Would have curved more, and now maybe a bit of a tester for Sky. But make this, and they're 1 step closer to get on the hill in the second set.
Ooh, Tim, will that 9 come to the rescue? Both having a look. Was a tricky 4. wasn't far away, but it's hung out there.
Yeah, if that 9 ball is over enough, the 4 is like a really scrappy shot to hit. But I gotta say, with it being like half ball, I think they might be able to mess into this and catch the 4 half ball. Yeah, catch that point right there. And at least the cue ball will stay on the table if you can catch that point.
Just remembering to call the 4. If he hadn't have done that, it would have been USA back to the table. So very important that he just pointed that out to Yellow, our referee for today. This would be a nice shot to make.
Yeah, another big tester on the queuing, knowing that if you make it, you're most likely going to win the rack. If you miss it, your opponent will be on the hill. Beautiful queuing on the 5. Now they're going to try, I think they're going to zigzag the cue ball back to the center of the table. Some traveling still, back and forth, 8 at the top side of the table, the 9 at the bottom and the 10 on the top. Oh! Oh dear, this could be painful. This is a very, very awkward shot.
Anywhere but there, Tim.
Well, I am not playing this. I'm thinning this 8 ball to the top short rail and bringing the cue ball back down table. I would probably dog this ball so bad, so I would save myself from that.
Oh, we went for it.
He was super close and he put a really good try on there, but yet just so difficult.
Yeah, that was low percentage, but high reward. Nicely done. This could see Team USA get to the hill in this second set. Well, Tim, you wouldn't necessarily say it's a must-win set, but it would be very nice to tie this match up in sets. And Team USA do take this 4th rack and the lead 3-1. And they'll get the break. So interesting how this match is panning out. Just having a look over at the other tables. What have we got going on out there, Tim? Looks like Team Singapore are 2-1 up in racks in the second set, but they're trailing by 1 against Team Norway. Team Japan are 3-2 up in racks in the second set, although they trail 1-0 against Puerto Rico. And Team Poland and Team Philippines are locked up at 2 apiece in their second set. Team Poland taking the opening set there.
Now
going to
another ball went in, Gath, in the side. Is there a cut on the 1?
As you see from the replay, nearly more balls going into pockets as well. The cut is on, and the 3 will slow this cue ball down. Does the 2 pass the 7?
Well, I think it does go by the 7, but oh, he's hung the 1 ball. And I don't think he's called a 5. No, he has not. So control goes to the other player. They have the option to either take it themselves or give it back. Well, we are quite sure they're gonna take it themselves. Came sprinting to the table, Gath.
Like they were on a 20-second shot clock. They're not. But maybe just showing a bit of respect to the shot clock. And there's no harm getting the heart rate up a little bit. They could. Taeyong could leave his partner here with a really thin cut if he's not careful.
Well, let's see. Are they gonna try run the cue ball around? I have to say, it looks like where they would wanna get on the long rail, the side pocket comes into play, so it's close near the side. If they can beat the scratch, they could end up with a 4 into the center. But also if you hit it too short, the cue ball might go behind the 7 ball, so this is a very tricky positional shot to play.
It would be very pretty, and more importantly, very productive if they can get round for the 4 into the center. You mentioned the 7.
Yeah, he was trying to get just a little smidge over to the right on the short rail to be able to go over the front side of the 7 ball. Like I said, that line was just super tough, but there was not much else to play. Could have maybe played with a bit more pace, but that's always easy afterwards. Just gotta go airborne, and they need to make it. No, it's not there, and this 4 ball is gonna stay wide in the open for Team USA. And they just need these 5 balls to take the second set. Now the third set will be a mixed doubles, race to 4. We do not know yet what player will be playing with Savannah or Soa.
No, we don't, but it's going to be interesting to see the mixed doubles kicking off in the set 3. It'd be more interesting if this match is locked at 1 set apiece. This is what Shane Van Boning's hoping now for Team USA as he just drops in the 9. Ooh.
Yeah, a little short on the 10. Bit of pressure on Sky. Needs to take this for the set. Oh, it did wipe its feet, but Team USA has got it. So we're now tied at 1, and we will get to see who is going to play together with Savannah Easton and Soa. Now we have to take this into consideration. In set 4, it will be a singles set, if we need a set 4, of course. Well, in this case, we will have to. So the player selected cannot be someone who played in both double sets. So that's definitely something to look out for. Gethin Davis and myself, Tim de Ruiter, we're going to take a short break. As you see, all the players have left the arena. We'll be coming back very shortly with the third set, the mixed doubles. So welcome back everybody to the Westgate Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. This is the Predator WPA World Teams Championship. This is the third set. Taeyong Ko is ready to break him off, so it will be Taeyong Ko and Sosoa facing Skylar Woodward and Savannah Easton to bring their country on the hill first. Kathleen Davis and Tim de Ruiter in the booth.
Well, Tim, thank you very much. And one ball made in the centre pocket off the break. Not the easiest of looks on that blue too. But I think they're going to call the 5.
Yeah, you would say she has to go for the 5. The 2 ball will lay up nicely over the corner. Yeah, I have to say after the first set there was quite a big difference in balls pocketed. 37 to 21 for South Korea. Things have turned around quite a bit with 50 to 58 now USA leading. Well, they are playing a great pattern so far. Perfect on the 4. Need a little bit of draw to be into the golden angle on the 6 ball. And then the 9 doesn't go by the 10. So it's very important to get the most natural angle on the 8, probably high, just where the cue ball is now, or maybe just a little closer to the 8 to go 2 rails up to the 9.
This will be an ideal opening for Team South Korea.
Yeah, a bit straighter on the 8. So maybe high right. Can she still straighten up the line? Yes, she can. Well, no doubt that Sosoa is in prime shape lately, or not lately. I mean, the last couple of years she's reached enough finals and she's played plenty on this equipment to know how it's gonna react.
I am really enjoying these stats, Tim. Thank you very much, good friend of the team, Michael Salmon. He does keep a good eye on, well, parts of the game you may not get to see or pick up on. As you can see, set 1, well, not much to pick between them, but if you look in set 2, the Team USA got their POP up to 900, real strong stuff. Going to need a bit more of that as Sosoa breaks off as Team South Korea lead 1-0 in this third set. just see from the overhead, not the easiest of tables out there for the teams. And Skylar's looked to come early into the blue too, and has just rolled up behind it. There may be a look at this in the centre pocket, but where that 3 is, Tim, I'm not sure there's much merit in going for it.
No, usually whenever I see these kind of clusters, all my alarm bells go off and I'm desperately looking for some kind of 3 foul. Well, there is something happening in the background, that's for sure, and it's Team Puerto Rico is now 2-0 up against Team Japan, and I mean, honestly, I find that a bit surprising. Team Japan, always a strong team, you would say. Naoki Oi, Gucci, Hiraguchi. Oh, she's not playing. It's Chihiro Kawahara, Naoki Oi, and Hayato Hijikata. And they're currently down 2-0 against Alan Rolon, Miguel Batista, and Carmen Morales. Bit of a surprising result so far on table 11. Now back to this match. Still the same mess, Gav.
Yeah, and Skylar having a bit of a giggle there. He's left, or rather facing, a very straight pot on this 2-ball. Looking to super draw that cue ball back. It's collided with the 5 and may not have even left an edge for the Roadrunner here.
Well, maybe take the risk and kick at it.
Yeah, there is an option. If you just glance off of it, the 3 could track up behind the 4. Ooh. And if Savannah had played that slower, that cue ball would have stuck behind the 4. However, now leaves So with a look at it, but I fear the 6 is in the way to go for the pot, Tim.
Well, I have to say, when they played with 3 players, I didn't really see that much communication. Also not that much with the 2 males at the table. I'm a bit surprised to see how much communication is going on, as the 2 female players at the table are in great shape too. They've been having really good results. I believe Savannah got into the last 16 at the World 10 Ball Championship a couple months ago, so it's not like she's hitting them very bad either.
Also, let's put Skylar in a bit of a predicament here. 1 rail escape. Ooh, and that's not too bad at all. Little double kiss on the 4 has really helped. What's Tai Young looking at here? Did he call the right centre? No. I think he was pointing where he wanted the cue ball, Tim. Apologies for that.
Well, one thing is for sure, this is a great chance to lock South Korea up. Cue ball needs to slide under the 6. Just, I mean, what's the difference? Like, it's super small. If she played a hint more left, cue ball would have been glued under the 6. You can see Sosoa running to the table. Feels like she's got a chance.
Oh, with a kick on the 5. Oh. Just run into the 4, Tim. And that is not on.
Oh, both sides really struggling to get a full hook safety in.
I'm just wondering if an indecisive conversation between the pair may eat into the shot clock a little. And that beeping is formidable when it hits the 10-second mark. And it had beeped just as Skylar was taking his backswing there as well. I'm just wondering if a little conversation is just eating in a little bit more than they're used to when they're playing by themselves. Played that nicely with an angle on the 5 now. And, well, I'm not too sure how that 8-9's lined up there, Tim. But there's not much distance behind the balls. I think it could be makeable.
Yeah, and there is some space in between the 8 and the 9 as well. So if you can get yourself pretty close towards the 8 and the 9, maybe even center table, to where you play already a little bit into the cut you need, I would give them a good chance to make it.
And so has called it accordingly. Now, because of the angle that they're coming at this 8 from now, is there going to be trouble afterwards?
Well, it's gonna push the 8 to the left long rail. That's why she's drawing the cue ball.
Oh, nicely done. It is a bit of a cut, but that was played very well. Will this be 2-0 lead in this third set, Tim? Sitting pretty for Siosoa. And Soa does pop the 10. And South Korea take a 2-0 lead in this third set. It's tied up at 1 set apiece in this best of 5. But yeah, lovely high 5 between the two. They did navigate that clearance very well. Even Hojin Kwon getting in on the high 5s as well. This is what team's all about. As my colleague Tim was mentioning, we will be going to a set 4, certainly, and that will be a singles matchup. And the one thing to be aware of there is that the player selected cannot be someone who played in both of the double sets, which was our second and this one, just to be aware of. South Korea to break with a useful 2-0 lead in this third set.
Oh, that 2-ball went all around the table and nudged the 10 in. Obviously the 10-ball does come back. Has to be the last ball potted in the rack. And I think they might have just enough on this 1-ball. And then it's all about a matter, how do they get on the 5, I believe.
Good call, Tim. I'm just wondering if there was a little bit of bottom left just to ensure to make the angle in that cue ball, though, has just run up the table a bit too much. Is this a cut too far?
I would say so, especially queuing over the 10. He's called it though. Doesn't care the fact that he's hampered. Oh, and it just stays over the corner.
Couldn't really get closer than that. Hit the cut really, really well. And didn't want to hit it much harder because the cue ball could have run behind the 10 for the 3, but Skylar now to the table. USA needing to get something going in this third set. From the way Skylar and Savannah are communicating right now, would suggest the 5 does pass the 8.
Yeah, ideally, center of the table is okay. Maybe a bit straight on the 5, but just gotta make sure you clear all that space behind the 6 ball. You do not want to get behind the 6. That's why he's going 2 rails. And I like that play because if you play it this way, you cannot get behind the 9 and you cannot get behind the 6 ball. So he guaranteed a look. Just will be tricky to get ideal on the 6 ball, easy to get the wrong angle. And that's why she tried to hold the cue ball. She's missed that 5 ball and yeah, painful. You could see the disappointment. The problem is if she had made the ball straight to the corner, the cue ball would have come out more. And possibly could have left Skylar straight in or maybe even just on the wrong side.
I've just noticed, Tim, Savannah's also playing in the World Junior Championships, which is happening at the same time here. She's going to be a rather busy lady today, playing both events. And that is not a bad angle to leave Taeyong on here. Just needs to do not too much with the cue ball at all. And wow, what a turn up for the books after the second set. South Korea responding. And this could get them on the hill, Tim.
Yeah, with a bit of help from Team USA, they were definitely supposed to get out this rack. But you cannot take all the credits away from South Korea. Overall, I feel like in the 3 sets that they've played a very steady game. Straight cueists, good kicking. You know, they're making a run for it.
And with the team USA and the caliber of players in their team, who knows what that will bring out of them. this is being played really nicely. Tae-young and Sosoa really working well together.
Well, inch perfect draw on the 10, or on the shape for the 10. 3-0. Yeah, and the high five. The chemistry is right. Team USA not looking too happy, all of them.
No. Well, not much to sing about in this third set. Not too many mistakes. Just a very strong Team South Korea. Yalo Kotonormi from Finland gets them racked up nice and tight. The Predator AeroRack. Team South Korea will come to the table. Sosoa to break. And she could be breaking for this third set.
Yes, looking to make the one in the center. They get a bit too high, needs another ball, but nothing going in, so USA back at the table. Now, what are his options? Is he going aggressive? Does he feel like, man, we gotta change things around, turn things around? Or does he feel like, okay, let me lock him up first? Could bring the cue ball behind the 4. I did like this play. Beautiful play. Takes away most of the kicking. Over the top, long rail. The 2 and the 7 comes into play. Over the bottom, the 3 ball comes into play. They might have to go straight over. Yeah, straight over the short rail. He was considering a jump, but that's not one of my favorites on this distance as well.
No.
Well, he still fancies it. Looks like we're going airborne.
Oh, have a look at the elevation on this, ladies and gentlemen. Shane having a good look as well. Oh, he wasn't far away from making the one in the corner pocket. What a shot. Very unfortunate not to make the pot. Would have finished safe on the 2, but great effort. Savannah, the Roadrunner, responding accordingly and putting Sosoa in trouble.
Yeah, the 8 might come in between. So I wouldn't be surprised if she digs a little deeper into the cue ball. Low left spin. That way you can aim a bit further on the long rail. She's going high ball, so it's gonna arc a bit. Oh, beauty, and oh, that 5 ball helped them out as well. They're on the 2 ball.
Have a look at this replay, Tim. The 5 and the 10 just open up to leave a window, and it's little rolls like that that if you can take advantage of, make a big difference in these quick race to 4s.
Well, this is far from over though. That 5 ball, definitely key shot in this rack, and it looks to be only going to the top left corner. Well, and with the 4 up in the top right, that's the most logical path to play.
And it will be Tae-young looking to get this cue ball on the 5 ball for Soa. I was just wondering if she was asking him to take the cue ball around the 9.
Well, I think it's interesting that he was already ready to get to the table with a big extension, so they don't really communicate at all. They just play their game. They seem to do a good job at it.
It wasn't far off, but the 9 ball just hampered the 5, Tim. Now they've got to go centre.
The play that she's playing right now, this is a very clever one. The cue ball behind the 10, just in case, and the 5 off the 9. It's a 2-way.
Yeah, good spot, Tim. And now Team USA's turn to be in a spot of bother. And Skylar up. Oh, he wasn't far away with that, Tim. He called it in that corner pocket as well.
Yeah, and the overall leave, not too horrible either. But they might go for the bank in the side and drawing the cue ball to the bottom of the 6. That, or is he cutting this all the way to the top right corner and the cue ball behind the 10-6? I don't like the side pocket so much. We've had already too much drama on it. Well, not this time.
I didn't like it either, Tim. Fortunately, Tae-Young had other ideas. Not only has potted it, Soa has got a good look at the 6 and position on the 7. You feel that this could be the time they take this 3rd set in quick fashion, you have to say, Tim.
Yes, indeed, and by taking this 3rd set, they guarantee themselves at least a shootout, which is going to be a bit of a bummer for Team USA, with Shane van Boning still coming to the table next to play the singles. A must-win set for them to stay alive. Shane van Boning against Ho Jun Kwon, of course, the other player that's waiting for this mixed doubles match.
And who faced who in the opening set in the round robin? I think it was them two, with Ho Jun besting him both times, if I remember rightly.
Well, their pace has been perfect. I mean, surely every team, everybody makes mistakes, but this pairing, a very strong one. Sosoa on the 10 to close it out, to bring South Korea on the hill. And down goes the 10. So it's Tae-Young Ko and Sosoa taking the point for South Korea. Now I'm just wondering if will the players be going for a break, or is Shane van Boning ready just as Ho Jun Kwon is? I think they might just continue, so we might not leave for the 4th set. Yeah, looks like it. So now the 4th set, a singles match between Shane van Boning and Ho Jun Kwon. This is also just a race to 4, winner break. 10 ball rules. Shots have to be called. No early 10 balls. No 10 ball on the break. And also they do alternate the break, the first break every set. So SVB the break.
Oh, he's been having some big breaks on this occasion. The 9 and the 5 have dropped. He's having a look to see if he's on the 1, and I think he is, Tim.
Yes, we'll just have to play a good cue ball though. Let's see if he plays with stun right in between the 8 and the 10 out to the bottom side of the table on the 2.
Lovely pace. Has a bit of an angle, but needs to come high on this 3 because I don't think it passes the 10. Still a bit of work to do.
Well, we did see Shane van Boning playing well in the Las Vegas Open, reaching the quarterfinals to lose to the eventual winner, Joshua Filler. But I was happy to see him getting deep into one of the PBS events. We've seen him win the World 8-Ball Championship, but we haven't seen him do well yet in the 10-ball format. Possibly was just not comfortable yet with the break. He likes to break from the center. I seen him try breaking from the side rail. So a bit all over, but now just glad to see him playing his game.
Yeah, completely agree. The hand racking has caused a few of the players difficulty in quite a few matches. We've watched them take a good set to get really warmed into it, but when they do get it working, Tim, they do and can make short work of these short races to 4. As we just saw in the last set, Team South Korea waltzing through their 3rd set, and I didn't keep an eye on the clock, but they didn't take too long about it, Tim. I think SVB is looking to do a little bit of the same himself here.
Well, there is still a big difference between singles play and doubles play. It's easier to stay in your own rhythm too, playing singles, and well, we don't have to say anything about SVB's game. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. What just happened?
Just didn't aim it right. Everything else looked proper. Lapse of judgment.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, how often do you get to see that? That was just very odd. You would immediately ask yourself what happened there, because it's just crazy. Now a big cut for South Korea, for Ho-Yoon Kwon. He's been lining this up for a bit though, and has called his extension.
What a steal this would be for Ho-Yoon. He won both of his singles matches in the opening set against SVB. And he's taken this cut on, Tim. Oh, what a shot. Used all the pocket. He shook his head like he didn't believe it. But what a result. And stealing what looked forever and a day like it was SVB's opening rack. And a big cheer from Sosoa in the background there. Brilliant. Not so brilliant for that man. Got the stats back up. Only in the opening or rather second rack of this fourth set. There's some solid statistics out there. Very little fouls from the South Koreans, and well, even less from the US. So real tight stuff, considering the amount of safety play we've had. Ho-Yun Kwon to break, leading 1-0 in this singles fourth set against Shane Van Boening.
Well, leaving the table with a big disappointing demeanor, but yet Shane getting to the table with that look going like, do I like this? I don't think so. Like, it's weird. He's got the cut, but he's elevating over the 5, and he's definitely running into the 10, so the only thing you can do is hit hard. Well, he was trying for the cue ball behind the 4-9. This is a bit off.
It is.
I mean, how much I am enjoying the South Koreans clapping and hollering at everything their team is doing. I just feel like Team USA is just in a really bad spot right now, and they haven't played their best. I mean, we all know they can play so much better. All three of them, no doubt.
Shane, he's taken on the combination, Tim. Just wondering if he can draw the cue ball back for the 2 into the same pocket, because if he goes up around to the long rail where the 5 ball is, that 5 ball becomes very big.
Oh, no, it stopped in time. Bit scary also, like that kind of positional shot he played is a bit awkward because you're crossing the positional area so much, but he really held the speed perfect. Now, oh, he's running into it. I think he was trying to land in between the 4 and the 3 ball. So back to some safety play. Can he bang the 3 ball through the gap, 4 and the 6, and follow the cue ball up on the 4? Or is that too risky? Yeah, that is too risky. He's cutting the 3 ball into the 9. Way better odds of getting the save. Now he doesn't want to lay that window. Good shot from Shane.
The 1 rail escape, sliding past the 5. This has to be judged well, Tim.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic hit, but no rail. I think that 3 ball does slide by the 9. And if not, Shane can play a roll up again. He's in a good position chess-wise. Sticking the cue ball with the 4, the 3 off the 9.
Very nice. And I think the way he's locked that cue ball up to the 4, the simple 1 rail escape on the long rail next to it is not on. And this would be second foul in a row if he were not to make this.
Well, in the meantime, if you want to take a look at the brackets, go to probilliardseries.com. All the events are on there, all the brackets are on there. This is a double elimination till the last 8, till the quarterfinals. And this is a first round match between South Korea and USA. Oh, and he's got the reward. I mean, massive hit, great hit, but the fact that he hits it so thin and he resaves Shane, I mean, the odds for that at that pace are really small. But fantastic hit.
Yeah, a round of applause from the team. You mentioned about the Pro Billiard Series website for the scores, updates and schedule. We also have the PBS Las Vegas Junior Open kicking off today as well. I'll have all of the fixtures for the 32 players there. One of them, Savannah Easton, playing in Team USA at the moment and looking to take this to a 5th and deciding set shootout. Nice delicate shot, deserved a little round of applause. Iwan does not seem to be daunted by playing Shane, as many players would be, but he's holding it together nice. Oh, and he might just get rewarded there if that red 3 just crept off the rail. Maybe it even goes in off the 7. It did. Can he hold for the 4? A bump on the 6 would prove useful. A slide would not.
I mean, Shane looks like he's probably on it. And he's a bit disgusted, but I don't think he's on it. And so does Quan. Yeah, and then this. I do believe there is a hook. Oh no, maybe it might not be a hook. Maybe it might be open enough.
Yeah, the 4 looks like it's slowed up. You know what these centre pockets could be like. He's going to be running the cue ball if he goes for it into the centre. Makes it. Avoids the 9.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho.
Well, that's also the contrast with what we've seen earlier in this match. We've seen both teams miss, well, you would say a high percentage one into the centers. So for Shane to play that ball into the center, knowing that they could hang, or he could hang that ball, he made a great shot there.
Skylar and Savannah just exchanging a few smiles and words. Maybe they're feeling the match is coming back to them a little, and with Shane out there in this singles event, they must be fancying their chances. Excellent for the viewers if this opening match does go all the way. Certainly moving in that direction. I wonder how Ho-Yun will respond to that.
Well, in the long run, Korea, of course, they still have the advantage, so not so much to worry about. Their worst case is, well, we will have a shootout, but we're playing well, so let's see. but for Team USA, it's like a must win this set, so probably a bit more nervy on the side for Skylar and Savannah because they have no influence on this whole set. They just have to endure it and pray for Shane to keep this up and then get this to a shootout. So I think there's two different attitudes. Shane breaking from that little bit out of the center has proven to be working. Hasn't had a dry break yet, and once again makes plenty of balls. And he has something on the one ball gaff. He might have to shoot it towards the corner, but I think he might have a break run.
Well, if he can take this on and hold for the 3. He's made a few balls off the break, not as much traffic on the table and nothing in a real awkward spot. This could be even key shot. Will the cue ball hold up, or will it travel over far enough?
50-yard line. This is right in between. I mean, it's not impossible. He can still get there. But how much easier would this run out have been if he landed straight? Either way, either corner would have been fine. So he's gonna run the cue ball now, 3 rails for the 4 in the center or in the bottom left corner in this view.
Here we go. This will be a very good looking shot. Able to make it. Ooh, rattles.
Oh, and he made
Look at that.
He made it long too. Beautiful cue ball. It was a fantastic 4-rail shape. We'll have to do a bit more still on the 5 to the 6. No, he decided to do more on the 4 ball. Now back on track. Oh, could he not have held that 5 ball? I mean, it's not a very firm stroke to baby that 5 ball in, but I never expected him to do that much. And now this is a monster cut. And he's hung it. He was so awful close. Well, you can see what it means to SVB, but yeah, in the end, it's Ho-Jun Kwon who's picking up the pieces. Now, we do have our first result in. Team Poland beating Team Philippines 3-0. So that's quite a big score. I'm quite sure a lot of people would not have expected that to happen.
No, impressive. That was over on our other stream table as well. How about this? 2 times in this 4th set that Ho-Jun Kwon has been able to pick up a few pieces, and he has done it again. Tim gets back out into the lead. 2-1. And is there a little sniff that South Korea can prevent this from going to a 5th and deciding set? This is turning out to be really exciting. As you said, Tim, Skylar and Savannah unable to have any effect on this set. You can sort of see from their body language, sort of reflecting that somewhat. did mention Quat was able to take both of his singles matches against Shane in the opening set. What a treat this will be for him if he's able to take this fourth set against him as well.
Well, hit the break very thin, but overall didn't really leave much for Team USA. I do even think Shane might be considering the safety a bit more, going at the thin contact of the one, and he's looking at leaving a very, very thin contact the other way. And if you look at his break stats too, USA 88% on 4 sets, or well, this is the 4th set, so the 4th in play, but 3.5 set played, 88%, which is crazy much. And yet I feel like most of the time they're either playing safe or pushing out.
It's a phenomenal stat. Needs that 9 to come into play.
Yeah, it's interesting. Shane might have pushed out to that position knowing that he was most likely able to kick at that one ball and make a solid hit. So he knew he was going to be hooked, or maybe even to hit it very thin. So it was a little bit of a trap, but Shane caught it super thin. Too thin, actually. And his demeanor is telling me that he's starting to get a bit... Oh, frustrated is not the right word, but in a nice way, he's not happy with himself at this point.
No, good spot, Tim. And I'm not too sure if that's also a combination of a few rolls just going Kwon's way as well. He may be feeling that nothing is going his way in this match. However, he did make one key unforced error, closing out on one of his racks. And that is going to hang out to dry, I'm afraid, Tim.
Yeah, but then still a lot of work to do for Kwon. So, I mean, obviously whatever happens, Shane is probably just looking at what he's doing, and he's leaving his opponent in the open, and he doesn't care so much. He's praying for another opportunity, but I don't think he's really gonna care about his opponent's luck that much. Did he get too straight on the 2-ball? Can he still get to the bottom side of the 3-ball? The 3 and the 4 does go to the top left. Just need to get straight on the 4 to follow up for the 5, and then it's wide open.
He was able to force it over, Tim. Not too sure if he's able to hold for the 4 here. Be a great shot if he is. I think he's playing safe and rolling up behind the 4-7. Will keep Shane, well, if he is frustrated at all, he won't be happy that he can't get a look when he does come to the table. I do like what Kwon's doing, though. For Rayla, he's difficult queuing. Unsuccessful, Tim. Bringing Kwon to the table, rewarded from that safety. 4 is still in a bit of a naughty spot, but I think it does pass up into that top left corner. Is he going to try and screw it through the gap between the 4 and the centre pocket? I could see him playing the 3 into the other corner and floating the cue ball around the table, but this is very delicate. Judged very well. Seven could help him out here as well, Tim.
Yeah, we'll have to bump the 7 quite full, but I don't really think there's much risk at all. He stuns the ball. Some players, they like to play it softer and follow into it. Bit of a preference, but I mean, like I mentioned in the beginning of the match, well, I knew Taeyong Ko. He was a straight shot earlier in the Las Vegas Open. I watched him and his execution was very smooth. This young man at the table, Ho-Yoon Kwon, is nothing different from it. I mean, they're striking the ball really smooth. Great pocketing, playing good defense. Their attitude seems right. I mean, they're not taking anything lightly.
Yeah, very well summarized, Tim. The composure, the discipline. This has been great to watch. More importantly, it's working so well against this very tough USA team. Ooh. Decided to play back for this in the center pocket. Running the cue ball around 3 rails.
Oh, needs to kill to go a bit more. Oh, he's left himself that same 3-wheeler. You know, it's so easy on these slippery cloth and new conditions to lose the cue ball. But yet, you would almost say these players are playing, they're practicing every day on it. Like, they just don't look like it touches them, like it doesn't really hurt them in any way. This stand to be on the double hill.
Brilliant, Tim. Absolutely brilliant. Don't take anything away from this young man. Playing in this form against a player of Shane's quality just goes to show how confident these guys are. And Team South Korea, well, they are 1 foot firmly in the door. It's now up to USA to slam it on their toes, but they have to come back from quite a margin, Tim. And clearly never a mountain too tall, but well, it's hard to find many chinks in the armor. Ho-Yoon Kwon breaking, possibly for the match. What a time to make that 1 ball, Tim.
Yeah, straight into the side. The 2-ball moving over just fine. Don't think it does go to the side, but it does go to the top right corner. That way he can nudge the 6-ball out, be on the 3-ball. No, he's maybe thinking about a bit more of a defensive shot. Yeah, it's the cue ball on the rail, Gav. That's the reason why he doesn't prefer bumping the 6-ball full.
Yeah, I agree. He's just gonna come off the side of it. Can he get that cue ball up behind the 4? That would be very handy, because the 2-ball shouldn't move too much. That's what he's gone for. Oh, just leaked too far.
Well, I think he's got the roll up on the 7. 2-ball does come into play a bit more there, so does he find something else? Quite sure he's gonna find more options than I do. Well, he has played it a bit simpler than I was expecting him to. And there is there is a window. I do believe he can. Can he not just catch a piece of the right side of the 2? I'm surprised.
Looks quite tight, but maybe he fancies something different. He's calling the 2. It's kind of big down there if he gets a contact on the 9. Be a big shot to open up his account in this 5th rack, and would really hurt Team USA.
Oh, that 2-ball, does it go over the side? And well, this is one of those rolls I've meant, like, and I'm not saying it's a roll for Korea. He was super close making the 9. But, you know, if that 2-ball just scoots over in front of the side, Shane can get going again. And now he's going for cross-side bank, which I kind of feel like the double kiss is really close. Had to play it a bit shorter just to force the angle out, and that could be all she wrote for this match. A chance for Kwon to get Korea into the winners round bracket. Winner of this match faces Chinese Taipei. We do still have more rounds to come from Las Vegas, so make sure to stay tuned at Pro Billiard TV. I do believe there's a setting that you will be notified when something is about to start. We do have another round at 3:30 Las Vegas time and 6:30 Las Vegas time. So now, I just said all that thinking Kwon is going to finish this because he's played so well overall. Or does the story get another tail? Does USA get a chance to bring this to a shootout?
Well, the 6 passes the 10, Tim. The 7 does not. So he'd like to finish in such a fashion that he can just follow through the 6, and that might be perfect. You can see from the overhead, It is. And yeah. This will be an absolutely fantastic performance, not just by Team South Korea, but also by this gentleman, Ho Yun Kwon. He has really delivered the goods on both the opening set and in this set, each time against Shane Van Boning. On many days you would expect Shane to be the guaranteed point, but oh yeah, indeed. And a little wiggle.
Well, if that cue ball slows down, and it does, this is the 10 to put Team USA into the loser bracket. And down goes the 10. So it is South Korea advancing through the winners bracket. We will see Team USA back in the loser bracket later on. Now, our next match, I just mentioned our next match will be in a little bit of time. Next match is at 3:30 local time in Las Vegas. So make sure to stay tuned. Catherine Davis and Tim de Ruiter, we're signing off for now. But hopefully we will see you very soon at the next one.
Something quick.
Look at that barbecue place.
Yeah. 3:30 and then let us know.